Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing okay. Welcome. Yes, it's a live review for Twin Peaks. Yes, a lot of people have been recommending Twin Peaks to me for a long time. It's you've probably seen it in the top left corner, it's one type of it, but it's basically a sort of knockoff Toblerone, I guess is the best way to describe it really. It might be doing a bit of a disservice, but I think that's generally what it is. So it's available in Poundland as well, in of all places. I don't think you can get it anywhere else. As far as I know, that's where you can get it. So a lot of people have been saying how good it is. It seems to be good value for money as well. I've heard nothing but good things, so I thought, well, why not do a special about it really? And that's what won the vote for the week before last, basically, for what I'd review live, because last week it was too warm, is the gist of it. So now there have been millions of different Twin Peaks over the years, and I have had quite a few of them in the stash, but just never got around to reviewing them. So I did go to Poundland to get whatever they had this week, and they only have 4 different kinds at the moment, but there has been as many as, I don't know, 6 or 7 others, I think. I've actually got the old ones here, but I don't think I'll be reviewing them because about 3 years out of date, I think, is the gist of it. So I think there might not be any point. There might, might be. Well, I don't think they'll be poisonous, but it might not be a good idea. I don't think there'll be any point of it, but I will show you what they are. So let's say the old ones I got. I'll just lift them up here. Now they were originally, I think it was discussed in Stash Watch midweek. They originally were very sort of clearly a sort of rip-off of Toblerone, but nowadays not quite so much. They have sort of toned it back slightly. But just these are the old ones I've got. So I think you can kind of see this one here, this old white chocolate one I had, where it has basically a very similar font or typeface, how you want to say it, to Toblerone. There you can see very similar. This is the white chocolate version that they had. You can see the tab right there on this one. Quite 2019 there, so it's almost 3 years out of date. So that's what it used to be. So I don't know how much they are now. I think they're quite relatively cheap, but not, I think they're more than £1 basically. But that's the white chocolate one. There's a dark chocolate one here as well. This is the old one I had. And again, the one quite a bit of a time in the past that was available. I've got another white chocolate one actually. Oh no, cookies and cream. So the cookies and cream one had to have done that one, didn't they? Really? So they have done that in the past as well. And let's see. I did a popping candy one as well. So they have done a few, like I mentioned here. Let's say I didn't see all these unfortunately. I was expecting to have a bit more of a selection as I went. They have done in the past. So Honeycomb Crisp. So that's another one that they've done in the past. So there's loads of different kinds that they've done. We had a caramel crunch here as well. Yeah, not too bad. So surprised now. This is the regular milk chocolate one. Now it doesn't look. I think they presumably had to radically redesign this one from what it used to be. I think I've still got the image. Might have the image still from last. There it is. Yes, you can see there. That's what it used to look like. Yeah, thanks to Andrew for posting that on Stash Watch. You can see what they've changed it to look like this now. But you can see clearly it used to be very much, very much packaged to look very much like Toblerone. Is the gist of it. So yeah, there we go. So that's the white chocolate one. And what else have we got? Yes, a couple of us. I say, in fact, the white chocolate, that was the milk chocolate one. So here's another white chocolate. So they did change the white chocolate over time. Go from very much looking like a Toblerone rip-off. It's looking like that. So they did change it. Just have a feel of it. It didn't have still had the same feel of it that the chocolate segments were. But there you go. So they have changed the branding there a bit. And lastly, fruit and nuts as well they had as well. There we go. So they've done all sorts of kinds in the past. It's about, how many times is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 different kinds basically in the past. So there we go. So there's quite a few of them. But there is one of a special one I haven't put out there that I will review in a bit. It's a new one. You probably would have seen it in the Stash Watch. I'll come to it later, but it's the latest one. Yes, it's the gold bar version as well. So this looks very interesting. Yeah. So there we go. So that's fine. I think it's 2 of them in here. So it's interesting. You can see there's no flourishes on this one, but I think it's the same length. It doesn't look like it's as long for some reason, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting. So we'll be reviewing that as well. But yes, I think we should start. Well, we'll start at the beginning, I think, shall we? I think that's a good idea. So the milk chocolate one here, like that, yeah. So there we go. So let's have a look what we got here. So this one, as you can see, is in date. I think they might be perfectly fine, but I think, I don't know, Swiss milk chocolate, which is what I believe it will be, or meant to be at least anyway, I think it should be quite milky generally. So yeah, so we'll see what we got. What does it say on the back? So look, I'll just move mine so I can read it myself. Got some nutrition information there, but we'll see what it describes it as. Milk chocolate with almonds and honey nougat, it says. That's there, okay. So what have we got in the ingredients? Anything of interest? Okay. Okay, chocolate con leche. Almonds 2.8%. Anything else of interest? There you go. Milk soy contains 14% minimum, cocoa soy is 30% minimum. There we go, that's what I was looking for there. Has it got any palm oil in it? I can't see any palm oil. I missed it. Almonds 2.8%. Yeah. Honey 1%. So almonds 2.8%, honey 1%, so that's 3.8%. Presumably the rest of it's chocolate, I guess. It doesn't say. And calorie wise, let's have a look. What have we got calorie wise? So per 100%, per 100 grams, 100%, 537 calories, 29.3 grams of fat, 17.3 which is saturated. So it definitely seems to be less calorific than Toblerone, which is very calorific really, but it is a lot smaller. But even so, per 100 grams, I'm sure Toblerone is a lot higher than that. There we go. That's very interesting. All right, yeah, not too bad at all. We'll give a bit of an open show. There's a bit of flourishes on this one. You can see it does kind of, you know, there's a bit of a fold across there. Now we'll move the camera down a bit. I did try to get the other camera working today, but basically, long story short is it is working, but I need to reset all the software. And I forgot that I needed to do that, so I left it too late. So basically, long story short is I'd have to sort of stop the stream and start it again. That's why I was slightly late. I was trying to get it right, so it just didn't go well. I'll just see if it does come on, but I don't think it will. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do it. Yeah. That's live stuff for you. There we go. But then, never mind. But I'll get that sorted for next time. Well, hi there, Rick. How's it going for you today? Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you, by the way. Yeah, good to see you. Up a bit late. Well, maybe is it 1 o'clock where you are now? So one in the morning. Hope you're doing all right. No, great to see you, Rick. Great to see you. Yeah, doing Twin Peaks today. And Jen as well. Here for a couple of minutes, then you have to go. Oh, I see. Honestly, too busy for me, Jen. Too busy for me. Story of my life. Good to see you, though, Jen. Hope you're having a lovely day and a lovely weekend as well. Long time no see. Yes, has been a while since I saw you in the live. It's good to see you back there, Rick. I know it's a bit late for you, so I know it's difficult, but great to see you back. But yeah, but you know, it's barely down to me, isn't it? Really, not been doing the lives on the Saturday. So yeah, it's one of those. The weather's been too warm for it. It's still quite warm today, but it's not warm enough in the house. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's midnight. I see. Yeah. Oh well, thanks for staying up, or thanks for tuning in before you go to sleep, I guess. Toblerone copycat. It is, Jen. It is. Yeah, it used to be. I'll just share the photo that you might just have missed. That's what it used to be. It used to like, so they've kind of toned it back slightly. Andrew posted that picture on Discord on Wednesday, so you can see they've toned it back a bit. But yeah, it used to be far worse than it is now. So yeah, so let's give it a bit of an open, shall we? I have Tim Hortons today. I'll have to, it is on my list of things to do. It is on my list of things to do, but probably not today. I'm not sure exactly where it is actually. I know Scotty mentioned one was somewhere not too far away, but I think there's one closer actually I might need to check out. But yeah, the weekend, unfortunately, I reserved most of it for generally reviewing, you see, because yeah, I just don't have enough calories to spare for anything else. But one day I'll get there. So I wonder whether to move down though. Maybe I'll just open it here for now. So let's just open it here, shall we? Let's have a look. All right. So you can see here, you can see how it doesn't go all the way to the top. There's, you know, a couple of segments missing there, isn't there? You can see. And there's also that flourish at the bottom. So when you think about it, you know, it is a bit poor that. Let's have a look. Let's see. I should be able to handle it today. Right, here we go. And that's what it looks like there. So you can see it's not quite a Toblerone. It's more, it has, well, I don't know, I guess the Toblerone doesn't look particularly like mountains, but I guess they're more mountain-like than this now than it used to be. So they have changed the design of it as well, as you've seen there. So it used to be, oh, hang on, where has it gone? So it used to be, because it used to have the sort of the craggy look to it. It doesn't have that anymore. It looks quite good. Interesting though that it's one segment doesn't go as high as the other one. Interesting, that, interesting, yes. Quite a nice lineup. They look better than Toblerone. You prefer the look, do you? I see. You don't like Toblerone that much. Ah, you're not a big fan. Well, these ones, I don't know. I think they'll be quite similar is the gist of it. So I don't know. Yeah, but there are different types. How much is the bar? I think it's about I think it's about £2. It's a lot cheaper anyway than Toblerone, but I've forgotten actually. I should have checked it, shouldn't I? We'll try and get to my keyboard. I can't get to it. Yes. More familiar with the single peaks, I see. Yes, this is it. I mean, it's one of those. I think it's. I don't know. I quite like the look of it. It's nice. It is different, but there's a bunch of. But these are a bunch of flavors. Well, yeah, as I saw before, you've managed to see before. They've got like about 4 different kinds. But basically, they did have a load of other ones. They have had fruit and nuts in the past. These are all old, out-of-date ones, so I won't be reviewing those today. The cookies and cream, the old favourite. Caramel crunch as well, we have had in the past. So these ones I wanted to review in the past, but never got round to them. Popping candy. We have had a load of different kinds, and there's a couple of others as well, I think. Honeycomb Crisp as well. Yeah, so I have to see how much. I did have the receipt somewhere, but I think I might have. In fact, is this it here? Just see if I can grab. Is this the receipt to hand? You never know, it might be. Imagine that. Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, £1 it was. I thought they weren't going to be that much, but they were £1. Yeah, £1. Not bad at all. Let's see. Yeah, see if I can show you there. £1. I won't show any personal stuff, but there we go. It shows, which you probably won't. I think you can kind of see there. £1. There we go. £1. There we go. Yeah, not bad. I bought some other stuff as well. There we go. Yes. So there we are. So quite an interesting one there. Yeah. So interesting. But £1. So that's not a bad price actually. It's not a bad price at all. All right. So let's give it a bit of a measure. So I'll just move the camera slightly down. Do it the old school way. I think is the gist of it. You might see a bit of a mess because you know. There we go. I'll just move myself down slightly so you can see the mouse and stuff like that. Normally I'd be a bit better prepared, but there we go. So give it a measure. But you can see, let's say, the flourish issue here. I mean, look at this. It goes massively there, so you can fit so much more in there, you know, into the bag. I mean, it's quite clever that you wouldn't think that from looking at it, but you know, clearly you can. But not bad, yeah, not bad for 180 grams. It isn't bad at all, actually. It's not bad at all. I'll just see if I can move some of these out of the way so I can move the mouse slightly across. There we go. Normally you wouldn't see the mouse, but there you go. Yeah, it's not bad for 180 grams. £1 is not bad actually, is it? So it's together. It's like, yeah, it's not bad. It's almost like half a p a pound, half a p a gram, isn't it? Not pounds, but yeah, almost. Yeah, it's not too bad. So you can see here. Let's have a look. So let's give it a measure. Measure on the bottom. Let's have a see. It's about 25.5 centimeters. But the packaging, well, you know, it goes well over 32 centimeters roughly. Can't quite show it you. The rule's not long enough. But yeah, so that's you know, so if it's over, you know, 25, just over 25 and a half, and goes over 30, so that's, you know, that's over a fifth you're missing really from it, isn't it? You know, so when you think about that, it's over a fifth of the bar you're missing. All right, let's measure the width and height. Let's do that. Do you remember the Chocolo camera review? You rated it high. Yes, I do remember those. It's that's like an Aldi own brand. I think it's Aldi or Lidl. I can't remember which one it is now. Trying to think. Yeah, and he did. Yeah, it wasn't quite as good. No way. Similar to Giardelli. No, definitely not. No, I mean some of the stuff they did was quite nice, but I don't think those square ones were very good. No, they weren't. They weren't comparable to those. They were a bit of a cheaper brand basically, so they weren't too bad, but they definitely weren't on the level of that for sure. About 3.85 centimeters wide. Height in between the troughs, 1.25. Yeah, and about height of the peak. One of the peaks, 1.9. At the bottom. And the other one at the bottom actually. About 1.4. So peaks, yeah, so one of them goes higher. One of them goes, that's quite clever actually when you think about it. If you look at this here. So this smaller peak, this one in between here, it actually doesn't go quite all the way to the, it's not quite as steep. You can see it's like a bit of a, you know, there you can see that there, whereas this one goes a bit more of a ramp. So it's quite interesting that. So one of them is not as high as the one, but it doesn't slope down as much. So it's quite interesting that. Yeah, so one of the peaks is melting a bit in my hands at the moment now. Let's see. One of the peaks is about 2.5 in height, and the other one at 1.9. Oh, at 2 actually, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting that. Yes, interesting. Yes, I think it was in the top 10. Not sure though. Can't recall, Rick, to be honest with you. I can't recall. Yeah, not too sure. Was it for a different one you're thinking of? I'm not sure, basically. Chocolate squares. I don't know. I feel like it's not the same thing because I don't think the Choco one was that good, basically. Or at least not that one. Maybe it was something else, or maybe there was a Choco one in there, but I don't think it was the chocolate squares. Cutting corners, literally. The peaks, I mean, yes. It's not too bad, though. It's not too bad. I mean, I don't mind. I quite like the, I think it works out okay-ish. The lower one's about 1.5, 1.6. And the other one is on the lower part. Yeah, about 1.8 I think it'll be. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you can see on the bottom there's quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to think what that could be, Rick. I can't quite think what it could be actually. Yeah, it's interesting now. I'll try and rack my brain to see what that was, but I don't think it was the Chocolo one. Well, I could be wrong though. There was some kind of, but I don't think it was them. But I'm not sure. Maybe it was. I just can't remember. There you can see there's lots of stuff in this one. You can see it's pretty good. Let's give it a bit of a snap. So that's quite well. You can see there. There we go. Lots of almond pieces in there. Yeah, it definitely seems to be pretty chock full of stuff. There we go. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because it's I'm getting like I'm just going to go grab a bowl so I can just get a cloth so I can wipe my hands between reviews and things. So it won't be 5 seconds. Still around. I'm just over here. Normally kind of do this before before everything, but I didn't think I'd need it today, but yeah, I feel like maybe I would, so there we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, got some more stuff. Alright, so I'm going to lift myself up and give this one a taste, and I think looks interesting. There's definitely a lot going for it there, but don't know. I think it's the proofs in the pudding with this one. It's whether the chocolate tastes nice. I think is just it. Yeah, I'll try and find the video later. Yeah, thank you. Yes. I mean, well, Giardelli is a big deal though, Rick. I think you're right. If there's something that tastes like a Giardelli, I think what you might be thinking of is the Vidal one. Is that what you're thinking of? Their dark chocolate and cherry that they did. That might be the one or is it raspberry rather? I think that might be the one you're thinking of, because that is comparable to the Giardelli. It's very nice. It's that Polish company. I think we mentioned this actually in Discord, saying they've done some good ones. Yes, that might be the one. Well, if that's not the one, that's the one I would definitely say is of a comparison to it for sure. Very nice, that one. Yeah, that's the one to look out for, definitely. So yeah, I think that might be the one actually, Rick. I don't think, or at least that's the one that I would say is quite comparable. It's a nice one. Well, let's give this one a go. I think this is the baseline one, the milk chocolate one. So let's see what this is like. So let's give it a bit of a. With the plate a bit closer. Give it a bit of a taste. So quite a nice crunch to it, but I would say it's not bad actually. It's not bad. I was had a bit of a sneak taste not too long ago of this one. Not had chewing properly before, but I did sort of have a bit of a sample just the other day, and it wasn't the chocolate didn't taste too great then. It tastes a bit better today actually. I don't know why. It's a bit there's a bit more about it. It felt like the chocolate was a bit poor quality last time I tried it. I was saying I only had a quick couple of segments with it, but it's not bad actually. It's a bit I said the chocolate is definitely not as good as Toblerone for sure. I was speaking to a friend about it and they were saying it didn't feel like it was as chewy as Toblerone either. It does seem to have a bit less of the nougat in it. I can have a bit of a crunch. There's some of the almonds in there, but it does taste a bit lacking in that nougat department, so as far as I can tell anyway. But it's got something there. It's got a crunch and it's got stuff in it. I feel like the chocolate's not the best quality chocolate though. You can definitely tell it's a cheaper one, like the Toblerone milk chocolate. It's definitely sort of quite distinct, I think, and quite sort of, yeah, then it has a bit more of a substance to it. This one, it's not bad though, and as I say, for about £1 or whatever, you can't really complain. But it's definitely, it definitely does feel a bit more budget-like, and I think because the segment's a bit more manageable, it feels like a more of a regular bar. But don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, I think, because I think Alan was saying, we were talking last week about the Toblerones, they just are so calorific in their big, massive bars. And some of them, I think Scotty was saying, he just struggles to eat it as well because it's such an awkward shape. So obviously there are the smaller ones, but this one definitely is, I don't know, it's more manageable, I think is the gist of it. It's okay, this one. I feel like the quality of the milk chocolate's not quite on a par with Toblerone, basically. I feel that's it's probably always going to be the case, but you can definitely tell that difference. It definitely doesn't feel like a Swiss chocolate. It doesn't, I don't think it pretends to be at all. It just says it's milk chocolate on the thing, yeah. So, which I guess is maybe a reason why this perhaps shouldn't really be looking like it's in the Swiss Alps and things. But it's one of those, so it's not bad. All right, Andrew, how's it things going for you today? Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, great to see you, Andrew. Glad you could make it. Yeah, just doing on the milk chocolate Twin Peaks. I basically got all my old ones in the stash that they don't seem to sell anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. Yes, it's one of those. Oh, well, because it's based in Birmingham. Yeah, so no Swiss connections there. Yes. Yeah, they've certainly not got... it doesn't taste quite the same. I mean, what do you think, Andrew? How do you stand on Twin Peaks? I'm not sure if you're a fan or not. I mean, we spoke about it before, but I don't remember if you said you particularly liked it. It's okay. I feel like the problem with it, of course, though, again, is the fact that you don't get... There are a bit of flourishes in this one, but for £1 for this amount of chocolate, it's not too bad. 180 grams. It's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like for £1 as well, it feels worth it. I think that's the gist of it as well. I think Toblerone, it is a bigger bar you get. It does cost more. You do get more. I don't feel like you feel like you're getting a reasonable amount for your money here. Can't expect much for £1. Well, this is it. I mean, it is good value for money, and it's not. It doesn't taste. I would expect it. Yeah, from Poundland. Well, it is in Poundland, so I guess it should be £1, shouldn't it? Really. So it is actually good value for money. You do like Twin Peaks, but forgot about them for ages. They seem to have... Well, I was a bit disappointed because I just mentioned it before. They had cookies and cream in the past. They had caramel crunch in the past. They had popping candy in the past. I was expecting to get all these different ones. There's a few others as well. Honeycomb Crisp. There's one other as well. Fruit and nuts. Expecting to get all these basically. And they didn't have them, they just had about 4 different kinds. But there's the old font, Andrew, I've got one with the old font on. The white chocolate one. It doesn't have the, it has the same shape as this current one though. It doesn't have the sort of, what's the word, ravined mountain or whatever it is. Any plans for tonight? Well, more channel stuff really. I'm going to do probably the August updates and also the Q&A as well. I'm going to do that, I think, tonight. Get that recorded, ready for this week sometime. I've still got look back to do as well. I just can't get that done. But I've been watching a bit of the tennis as well. It's the Cincinnati Open at the moment, so I've been watching a bit of that. Got a British guy doing quite well. I think he's through to the semi-finals, I think. I usually watch... for whatever reason, because it's difficult to watch all of it, I usually just stick to the women's side of it, I think, really, just because even in the Grand Slams, I don't do 5 sets, it's just too long for me normally. But if sometimes get into the later rounds, I watch some of the men's stuff as well. But so it's an interesting one. Yes, I've been watching a bit of that, really. I don't know, just get into it. It's just easy watching, I think, for me. Just can relax to it, basically. But yeah, nothing too dramatic planned, is the long story short, but not too bad, so I should be doing that, I think. But as I say, doing some more channel stuff. Might do a couple of reviews. I've got some other reviews to do as well. I've got the new Toblerone to do as well, and new Cadbury Whisper. Got the not published the. Normally would wait for Stash Watch next week, but I think I've got to get the reviews out as soon as I can. But we'll probably include them in Stash Watch still. But there we go. What were you up to then, Rick? Anything nice? What are you up to today? Now, I'm not giving my rating for this one. Now, just I think for this one, it's not bad. I mean, I spoke to Rick about this before about including the price into the reviews. I felt like the price is difficult to put into the reviews because it's a difficult one, because obviously some people buy chocolate for an indulgence, so they're willing to spend more. Some people don't. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I try to keep the price out of it, but do bear in mind it is only £1 for these things. So if you think of that, that's not too bad. So if it means anything to you, then obviously, but it's one of those where you can still buy a decent chocolate bar for £1. Might be a bit smaller than this one, but you can still get a good 100-gram bar, and I think might get more out of it. So it's a difficult one. I think for me it's not too bad though. I think the flourishes are disappointing. About a fifth, missing a fifth really, but it's not unusual that, and I've definitely seen worse. I think what I would say, it's just the fact that the milk chocolate is clearly a cheaper chocolate, I think, and I think it's very apparent in this one. It might not be apparent in the other flavours or whatever. I think that might be one of those where they could get away with it with the other flavours, which is why I was hoping there'd be more of the obscura type ones. Just trying to get rid of some of the chocolate here. So it's a difficult one. I think I was tempted. I was tempted for a 2 out of 5, but I think it's a 2.5 out of 5 basic. I think it's just slightly below average. The chocolate's not quite there. It's got a lot of filling in it though. It's got a lot of nougat. Well, not nougat. It's got a lot of the almond crunch in there. I think the nougat's slightly missing. I think I didn't feel like I was tasting that much of that, to be honest with you. And that's what it kind of correlates what to a friend told me the other day as well. It was okay. It's all right. Don't think you'd be a tennis guy. Don't mind. I'm not. You know. I might go to watch it. I don't know, but I've not been to watch it. I quite like racket sports to play. Basically, you know, they're the sports I play. Generally, squash, things like that. Yes, it's one of those. But yeah, one of those. I don't mind it. It's just easy watching. I don't love it or anything. But there we go. Just tuning your e-bike. Oh yeah, I forgot you had that e-bike. Yes. Yeah, how's that going then? You still when you say tuning it, is that like as in making it better, or is in sort of fixing it? Interesting one. All right, well I think, you know what, I think we need to do the white chocolate one next. Here we go, white chocolate Twin Peaks. Look at that. So basically the same gist of it. Well, we probably won't measure it too much because it's going to be the same measurements as before. Maybe we will. 180 grams like the other one. Let's say Twin Peaks. White chocolate with almond and honey nougat. Basically the same, just white chocolate. So it all's going to depend again on the quality of the white chocolate. 2 bars for 100 grams, 529 calories, 27% grams of fat, 15.9 of which are saturates. There we go. Anything else of interest in there? Can't see. As before. Yeah, so white chocolate with almond and honey nougat. Ingredients: sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, whey powder. So it does have palm fat in this one. I didn't see that in the milk one. I'll have another check of that. Almond 2.8%, honey 1%. So it's got the same amount. We might be missing on the... So it just says honey as well. So where's the nougat then? I don't quite... Unless it's further across, we missed it. We contain peanuts and other tree nuts. So I don't see there's actually any nougat in there. I don't get that. It's not listed there unless I'm missing it. I don't know, unless it's not, it's just made and they've got the ingredients there. I don't know really, but yes, that is something to bear in mind. Maybe that's why I can't really taste it. Maybe they're faking it somehow. Yeah, faster, more reliable. Adding some accessories, or what like? I say what like. So go faster stripes or something a bit more extreme. Not sure if you can use this tuning in regard to vehicles. Well, it tends to mean improving performance, basically. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you were sort of, you know, trying to make fixing it sound more exotic. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically improving the performance of it, making it better. Yeah, basically, which is what you're doing. So yeah, it does work the same. All right, yes, let's have a see. So yeah, I was just going to see if there's any palm oil or palm fats in the milk chocolate ones. Let's just have a look. Let's see, is it over here? It's going to be difficult to see now, isn't it? Almonds. I couldn't see it when I was looking before. I'm surprised actually if there wasn't any in here. I can't see any, so I don't think there is. Interesting, that. Interesting. So I do have the other one. So this is the old one that's out of date, but I think the ingredients are the same. If I can see it on this one. I don't think there is, which is quite surprising, I have to say. Yeah, I can't see any, so I guess there isn't. That's surprising. I thought there'd be palm fat in the... If there's going to be one in any of them, I thought it would have been in the milk chocolate one, but it doesn't seem to be, so interesting that. Okay. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but it would have been on before. But interesting one. So if we got anything else of interest on here? I don't think it gives anything else, any other kind of... percentages or anything like that. Alright, interesting. Yeah. Okay, well I think we should give this one another open. It's going to be very similar to the other one, isn't it really? But give it a bit of an open here, see what it looks like. See there. It looks pretty good. Now obviously there's some kind of nougat in there, so I don't know why it's not... I mean, I don't know if it's just clumps of something. I said it's not listed as nougat on it, but it does look to be there. Yeah, so we've got the same problem as before. Bit of gappage at the top. You know, it's going to look probably going to be a fifth. I'm just going to move myself down so I can see it. Going to be about a fifth missing. Hi there, Joe. How's it going? Hope you're doing all right, Joe. Great to see you. Yes, just doing movement down and up again today because my camera's not quite set up properly, so we're just doing a movement up and down again today. But yes, I'm not too bad today, Joe. How are you doing today? How's things in Brazil today? Going well? Hope you're doing okay. Great to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it, for the Saturday ones? Rick was saying it has been some time. Yeah, it certainly has. So the weather's cool down in the UK, at least for today, so that's not bad. Here we go. Yeah, so doing Twin Peaks today, Joe, which is basically a sort of knockoff Toblerone. Is it just not quite as bad as it used to be? I don't think you were here on Wednesday, so Andrew posted a pic if I can find it here. There you go, that's what it used to look like there. Obviously that's the milk chocolate one. Bits of a lighter chocolate than actual Toblerone there, you can see. But yeah, interesting. Yes, you're doing well. Yes, ooh, let's see. Yes, can't get rid of the others over there. Let's just tell you what. Yes, used to do loads of different kinds of Twin Peaks. I did show them before, but there was like loads of different kinds. You know, cookies and cream, popping candy, I know, caramel crunch, a few others really, but they don't do those different kinds anymore. It's a bit of a shame that. Yes. Oh, I see the pyramid shop. Yes. It's meant to be the Swiss Alps really. It's meant to be the Swiss Alps, but yeah. If you notice the, you can't see in the mountain of the Toblerone on the mountain left, you can see a bear on its hind legs. It's like hidden in the Toblerone image. I don't know if you noticed that before. A bit less obvious at this distance, but it is quite clearly a bear. So I don't know if you can quite see that, but it's worth, yeah, check that out. Check that out. But yes, the pyramid choc, yes. So we can see here there's clearly, again, there's a bit of flourish. You know, it's about a fifth we worked out before, is the gist of it. It looks a bit like I'm missing off a bit of the edge there, but I'm not. It's just the angle of the kind of, you might see it better there. But yeah. Yeah, so about a fifth basically, which is, you know, I've seen worse than that, but it's still worth bearing in mind. But it's only £1 for 180 grams. It's not bad at all, about just under US dollar, I think. It's the time recording. So let's give it a measure then. So it's about, yeah, we had about just over 25 centimeters basically, 25.6 actually. I might have 25 and a half, 25.6. Might not have mentioned that half centimeter last time in the milk chocolate one. Didn't do the width either, did I last time? I don't think, but let's do it with the calipers. Just a bit of the old calipers for the width. It's about 4 centimeters, 3.9 for the width. You go with the same as you want, so we'll do it relatively quick. 1.1 in the middle there between in the troughs. One of the peaks, 2 centimeters. The other peak. I like the way they are actually. There are literal different heights here, which is quite good. 2.5. It's about yeah. In the lower part, at 1.8. The lower part on the other one. Let's see. Which one did I do? Which one I did? About 1.5. Yes, there we go. Interesting there. Yes. And I'm gonna like these Toblerones. Yes. They are quite expensive normally. Yeah, these ones are a lot cheaper though. These ones, these sort of knockoff ones, I'll say £1 as opposed to. I mean, they are a lot smaller, but you know. The format of the camera is also great. Oh, thank you so much, Jack. Thank you. I thought you preferred the other one. We had the other one. We had the smaller camera. I would have used it today, but I needed to get it set up, and it wasn't quite working right. So it's just one of those where I messed it up a bit. But glad you don't mind. We can see clearly full of stuff here. Not too bad. You can see it there. Doesn't list nougat on the ingredients, but you know, must be some there apparently. It does seem to be something other than almonds. So you can see here as well. The white chocolate there. Yeah, look at that. There's clearly some almond pieces there, but a bit of a brown piece there, so I'm not sure. That's just another bit of almond or whatever, but there we go. So not quite nice. As I say, you can see there's one peak there and one peak there. And one of them's more, as I say, more of a steep peak, and the other one's not quite. So I quite like the way they literally are twin peaks. So, and they're not twins actually, there's 2 peaks I guess. So maybe not literally twin peaks, but there we go. Oh dear. That's what you mean by twin peaks, I guess, doesn't it? Of course, people might have been tuning in to think it's a review of the show. It isn't. I do apologise for that. Okay. What's the weather like in Brusquet? Let's see. Yes, partly cloudy, temperature of 70 degrees. The wind is blowing from northeast at 5 miles an hour, 8 kilometres an hour. 54% humidity. So it's still a bit warm here. Yeah, I can't quite access my keyboard, unfortunately, Jal. But it's about, according to my computer, 23 degrees. It says partly sunny. So that's according to my computer. Yeah, freezing where you are. Yes. So we get in more detail. High winds, 39 kilometres an hour, it says here, apparently. High winds. Doesn't look like there's high winds, though, to be honest with you. That's according to Windows. But yeah. Ooh. Trying to snap this one across. Let's see. Freezing, I see. Freezing. 17 degrees Celsius. That's actually a normal, you know, relatively normal weather for us here. I think you could get that as a summer day almost. Yeah, honestly. All right, let's give this one a go. This is the white chocolate one, so we'll see. Hopefully the white chocolate's a good quality. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting taste. It's quite interesting taste, this one. You can just see actually the bits before I go on there. If it focuses in, you can see them there. Quite nice. Definitely chock full of stuff. Quite crunchy. I wouldn't say there's a massive amount of almond taste in these, by the way. There's more of a crunch, and the other one, a bit more of a honey effect in this one. I can taste it a bit more. I think this white chocolate one's definitely a bit more distinct than the milk chocolate one. I think it has that sort of, it's like a buttery white chocolate. It's a nice white chocolate, actually. I quite like this one as a white chocolate goes. It's catching my throat a bit, as white chocolate does with me. It's actually pretty good, this one. It's a nice white chocolate. I'll say just catching your throat a bit, but the honey in it really comes out, actually. You can really taste that honey sweetness in the white chocolate, and it actually works pretty well. This is actually quite pleasant. Definitely a very vast improvement on the milk chocolate one for sure. Yeah. Noticed lots more Christmas stuff appearing in the shops the past week or so. Yeah, I saw a couple of things, and I did go to Farm Foods and got some of those new bars as well, which I need to do. You like the white Twin Peaks? The best one that first came out. Yeah, it is actually nice, this one. Looks chunky too. It is. It is a chunky one. It's more manageable than a regular Toblerone or the big size Toblerones. It's not bad, actually. I think Andrew's right with this one. It's a good one. It's it just works very well with the honey. It's got good crunch in it. It seems to be a lot more crunchy than the milk chocolate one for some reason. I don't think there's any, on paper, any difference, but it comes across that way. Maybe because the white chocolate's a bit more smooth. I don't know. I don't think the white chocolate's gonna, it's a hard one to say really. I don't know if it's. I wouldn't say. I don't feel like well, let's go back to the start thing. White chocolate generally, I quite like Milky Bar white chocolate. I feel that's amongst the best white chocolate there is, even though it's quite straightforward, standard, run-of-the-mill white chocolate as far as the fact that you can get it anywhere for a relatively cheap price. I feel like it is a really high-quality white chocolate as far as the taste is concerned. It really is nice, and I think that's my favourite kind. Was that Finnish company that did one? I think it was Panda. They did a nice white chocolate. I'm not quite sure this one is as nice in the same way. It's more the fact that it just works well with the crunch and the honey taste. I think it's just a really nice, the honey just really sort of works with it. It's not bad at all. It's not powdery, which is quite good. I was expecting it to be maybe a bit powdery, but it's not. It does have a bit of a... It is a nice white chocolate. It does stick catching my throat a bit, but, most white chocolates do. I quite like it. I think this is actually pretty good. I'm not sure. It's a hard one to say really, White chocolate's an odd one for me. Sometimes, I can have it and I think, oh yes, that's really nice and it's 5 out of 5. So I'm not sure if I'm in that frame of mind today or not, where it's just not making me, feel that way. I don't know really. I'm not sure I can quite give it that high. But it's pretty good experience, this one. I don't know. I feel like there's not much chew in there. It's all crunch. Like as I say, with the nougat, I'm not really getting much of a nougat experience in this one. I don't feel like I feel like that's missing from it, and it's not listed on ingredients for whatever reason. I don't quite get it. I'm just getting crunch. I'm not really getting an almond taste even. I'm getting, like I say, a honeyed white chocolate taste. But I do like this. This is definitely better than the milk chocolate one. I feel like the milk chocolate one, you could tell it wasn't a good milk chocolate really. And I think that's harder to do with white chocolate. I feel like generally it does come across pretty well. You rarely get not a great white chocolate. I mean, Cadbury's White's not a brilliant one, but it's still, okay. Yeah, I don't know if this one. I do like it. I do like it. Does it have good sales in the UK? I mean, as a knockoff, well, it's quite popular in an odd way. It's like a sort of got a cult following, I think you'd say. It's kind of known for being good quality for what it is, if you know what I mean. It's like, only £1 or what have you for 180 gram bar, and people know about it and will buy it for that reason. I think it's not as good as an actual Toblerone, but it's very distinct and it's very unique to this one place really. So I do get the impression that a lot of people do rave about it. I've had a lot of people telling me to try it out and get it and this, that, but it is quite a known thing. But I don't think it's I don't know how good the sales are though. I'm not sure, but it's definitely, I would say, probably, I get the impression it's a top seller in the Poundland shop. But it is very much a discount shop. But it does sell a lot of branded stuff, so it's not that bad a place. It doesn't feel, it's not it's not as cheap as it sounds. I think it's just a bit. We might sell things that are usually cheaper than £1 for £1, so they might make up for it that way. But it's a different one to rate, this one. I feel like it sort of gives you one hand, takes away with the other. So I feel like it's got a really nice honey white chocolate taste. I feel that's really good. I feel like the crunch is really nice as well. I just feel like it's missing that sort of, I'd say, like nougat again. Really, I don't know. It just doesn't have that any. It doesn't. I don't feel like I'm tasting that. But I do like it. I feel like it's a solid 4 out of 5, basically. I just feel like I was trying to think of how to sort of convey it a bit better, but I feel like if it just had something a bit more about it, it would be a bit higher. But I feel like it's a nice, when I say that, I mean like more like the nougat or something. I don't know, but it's a complicated one because I feel as a white chocolate product, it is pretty good, really. It's just that honey taste to it, so it's a hard one. I don't know. On another day, I could have rated it higher, basically. I certainly don't think I would rate that low as for sure. If anything, it's higher, but I feel like it wouldn't be more than a 4.5. But I'm impressed with that one. I think that's a good white chocolate, and I feel like and that honey flavour works very well with it. So yeah, I was impressed with that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So now we have the. I said there's only 4 different kinds that they sell at the moment. So only doing 4 chocolate reviews today, so it's maybe relatively shorter than normal, maybe one of those really. But now we've got the, well, in fact, let me just move the white chocolate off. So yes, so now we've got probably the typical one you'd expect next, which is the dark chocolate one. So again, I feel like this one might be quite good. Now, I mean, obviously what's known as, or you'd expect to be good chocolate or good quality dark chocolate would be a high cocoa percentage, but for me, I generally prefer the lower one, so this might work very well for me. So we have got the Twin Peaks one, inspired by, no, I didn't say that before, inspired by the Wrekin and Urquhart Hills. There we go. So not the, I don't know if that's someplace in the UK, I don't think it is, but it might be. Do you know where that is, Andrew? Any of the Wrekin or Urquhart Hills? Are they somewhere in the UK? I don't know. But there we go. So it's not the Swiss Alps. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. I wonder if they do actually look like the shape. Maybe I should have researched that, I don't know. Maybe we should see. Maybe I'll just give that a quick tap. Let's just move stuff out of the way. I'll just grab the keyboard if I can and see if I can. So look, it is kind of to one side of the keyboard. I've moved it out of the way so I don't knock anything over. Let's see if we can find out. So the Wrekin and Urquhart Hills. Okay, let's see what those are about. Let's have a look. We can spell it right first. That'll be a good start. Okay, let's see what these are about. Okay. Urquhart Hills. The Urquhart is a small hill in Shropshire. Alright, okay, so it is in the UK. In between the Wrekin and Wellington. Alright, okay. So it is two right, so it is 2 hills in the UK, so it's a hill, not a mountain. Urquhart, yeah, okay. Right, interesting. The Wrekin's just the Wrekin one's a giant sort of, well, not a giant one, but it's a hill in Shropshire. Alright, okay, yeah. Alright, so 2 places in Shropshire, so there you go. So they are in the UK. That's interesting. We're looking at Wikipedia anyway, so that's interesting. So they are not quite as glamorous as the Swiss Alps. Certainly, you'd go probably to these for a bit of an afternoon out. So there you are. So that's interesting, isn't it? So that's quite nice. So they are, just like Andrew was saying, they are produced in the UK, but definitely no Swiss, no Swiss involvement here. But it's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite nice that. So they're not like a lot of the sort of Lidl and Aldi stuffs where it's just imported over from Germany. These ones are, it's basically UK bars. So it's quite interesting as well. So there we go. And the hills. I mean, the hills look nothing like the things like this. One of them looks like one of them actually, the Urquhart one does seem to be a bit sort of, like that, like the original one was on that picture that we had before. It's still there. A bit more shaped like these, or these were probably based on the Alps, I guess. But it looks a bit more like it's got a dip in the middle between a couple of hills. At least it seems that way. So if it looked like that, I think it would still, yeah, would be interesting. But the other one's just literally just like a hill on its own, like a typical hill, just going up like that. So interesting. All right, so we've got the usual stuff in here. So let's give it a read on the back. Let's see what we're saying. Let's see what it says. Let's have a look. Dark chocolate with almond and honey nougat. There we go. Almond and honey nougat. So I guess I guess it does say almond and honey nougat. Some of the crunches are just all mixed together, I guess. So almonds 2.8%, honey 1%. So I think what it really means is just a mix, just almonds with honey on it, I guess. All right. Anything else of interest? Dark chocolate says cocoa sauce 50% minimum, so it's quite high, relatively high dark chocolate. Okay, that's not bad, you know. It's not bad. Definitely better than you might have expected. Per 100 grams, 527 calories, 29.5 grams of fat, 16.6 of which are saturates. So there we go. Yes. You just searched it too, Joe. Yes, it looks a lovely place. It does look quite nice, actually, doesn't it? A nice place to visit. Yeah, that's for sure. Interesting. I quite like the way they've done that. You know, they didn't really have to do that as such. It's quite nice that they've done something like that, really. And I quite like the way it is sort of made in the UK. A lot of these budget places are sort of German of origin, which is nothing wrong with that. But usually, it's, you know, they're usually all the same things, just repackaged and repurposed. Made in Germany, if that makes sense. You know, in all the supermarkets, they're sort of own brand, sort of smaller, you know, own chocolates. Whereas this one, as I say, it seems to be just completely different, and it's not a big store. This Poundland. I don't believe they have anything else really that's sort of generally own brand stuff. It's very much just selling lots of cheap things. So it's unusual that there's only this one. You can only get this in there, basically. Strange, but yeah. All right, so I think was anything else to have a look in this one? I'm not sure that there was. Let's see. I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. Just different languages. Okay, I think it's Spanish there. I think. All right. Yes, interesting. Some other stuff there. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's give it a bit of an open then. So we'll do this the usual stuff, but again, we're looking at a fifth missing basically. Let's have a see. You can see this one here. This one looks, okay, it's very, like, I think the sort of fat's come out a bit in there, so there's sort of lighter bits, but I'm not sure. Let's move myself down a bit so we can have a bit of a closer look. There we go, let's see. Alright, there we go. Alright, there's the old, without the wing mouse a bit. Glad to see your Twin Peaks piece being put to good use. I think it's better they've changed it. That two-prong thing looked like a cross between mountains and teeth. It was hard to, but it didn't really work, did it, Andrew? I never tasted it with that look. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, this one. I'm quite happy with it. It works as segments, and I quite like the way it kind of thematically works to an extent. I quite like the way that the different heights. This one feels quite dry, this one, actually. You can see it's gone a bit white here. And the fat's kind of separated a bit from it. Nothing wrong with that, just the way it happens sometimes. Could have been in the heat recently, but it didn't, I don't know, it might just have happened anyway. White chocolate still on me. Just think it is still in there, I think it is. Yeah, December. Plenty of time left, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think it's, I've mentioned that before as well. A lot of people find regular Toblerone is quite difficult to eat, the bigger ones, because it's just a bit difficult, as Scotty was saying it. It's quite nice that I think this is a manageable amount, really. Only £1 as well. When I first tried, you got the white one from Poundland, and the two-prong thing was a bit hard on your mouth. Was it really? Okay, yeah. Right. No, it seems, because I've not really considered it really, but I can imagine it being a bit of a strange one. Yeah. Because when you can bite it in half, can't you, quite easily and stuff like that. I think this is quite nice. This. Yeah, well, that's good then, Andrew. It's good that they changed it, and I think it seems to work in its own right. And I quite like the way it's celebrating a bit of Britishness about it as well, in a way that's just totally random. And I quite like that. You know, there's two hills that I've never heard of. You know, so it's quite interesting. That I quite like it. Probably reason not whether. Was it going to change? Yes, probably reason not whether making the white. Yeah, it could well have been. Yeah, it could well have been really. I did only buy it yesterday, but obviously it could have been in the shop for longer than that. But yeah. Oh, it doesn't really matter, I guess. All right, well, let's have a wait. Can see, just have a look at it underneath first. You can see there are lots of bits of pieces. I guess it's just honeyed almonds. I think is the gist of it, probably. I'm not really getting much of a nougat in here, so I don't know. All right, we can see there. You're missing about a fifth as we measured in the first one before. But let's give it. We'll just for completeness' sake, we'll measure the the width of this and stuff like that. The same as the other ones, of course, but we'll just in case you're watching this in isolation. About 3.9 centimeters in width. Height between the troughs, or in the troughs, 1.2, just over. The lowest part of the Slopey Mountain, one bigger slope, about 1.8. Another one with a not quite a slope. 1.8, bit higher, 1.9 almost, but that's a bit, yeah. It's a bit higher slightly, about 1.9. And highest peak, which one this would be, the two. Probably the Reeking one, that seems to be a bit higher peak, 2.5, 2.6 almost. Another smaller one. It doesn't really look like hills at all, does it really? But it's about 2.1, so there we go. Alright, that's very nice, this, yeah. That's very good, so let's give it a bit of a snap. Okay, so there you can clearly see there, look at that, all those almond pieces. So I don't know, maybe this comes across as pretty much the same as a Toblerone, I don't know, but you know, there's not really much of a chew in it. Just bear that in mind, but yeah, interesting. Sure, I did feel like there was just more than almonds in a Toblerone. Can't quite break this one now. See if I can. Can't break it now, it's too small. Just melting in my hands. Alright, we'll have to go with it like that, I think. Just have to bite it. Alright, let's just wash my hands a bit. Got a bit of chocolate on it now. Not overly warm today, but it's obviously got the computer and the lights and things, so it does make it a bit hot. Alright, let's lift myself up. We'll give this a bit of a taste. Yeah, so as I say, there wasn't any of the extravagant flavours other than the latest one we're about to review in a minute. Of the Twin Peaks, but there we go. So let's give it a bit of a nibble. This one, 50% dark chocolate, cocoa solids rather. So let's see. Have to manipulate this a bit carefully. Quite dry as you might expect. Well, certainly a drier dark chocolate. It's not bad. It's probably a bit too high in cocoa solids for me. I prefer it to be, you know, a bit lower, but it's not bad. It does come across as a nice dark chocolate. I can't really taste the honey as much in this one. I mean, I don't know if it's just because it worked really well with the white chocolate. I wouldn't particularly taste the honey, but you definitely could taste the effect of it. Welcome back, Joe. Welcome back. Just on the dark chocolate one. Not bad, this one. I feel like it's not bad. I feel like it comes across relatively well. I'm not getting much of a... I'm getting a bit of a crunch from the almonds and things, but I'm not getting much of a dark chocolate. Sorry, not dark chocolate. I'm not getting much of a sort of honey taste or anything like that. I'm not getting much. I was getting just a crunch into it, but I don't mind it though. It's nice. I don't mind it at all, actually. And it's quite thick. I say all these are quite thick and nice as well. They're really chunky. You know, I think that's really, a good thing for it as well. I just feel like it would be could be a bit more interesting, this one. I feel like there's crunch in there, but I'm not getting much almond or nougat taste. I'm not getting almond in any of these bits. A particular taste. I'm just getting a crunch from them. I think maybe the honey's helping the dark chocolate be a bit less dry than it otherwise would be, but it's hard to tell really. It's quite difficult. Difficult to discern it really. It's not massively bitter actually, Joe. No, it's kind of it's not quite bitter really. It's a 50% cocoa solid dark chocolate, so it's not overly strong. So maybe the honey in it is tasteable, or you can taste it, but it's more the fact that it's kind of balancing out the dark chocolate to make it not quite as bitter. So maybe it's something along those lines. Maybe that's why I can't quite taste the honey, but the chocolate's not that bitter. But it does have a richness to it, and there's a bit of a crunch there. So it's a funny one, this one. I feel like the flavours are kind of working against each other, perhaps. That might be why it's a bit of a strange one. You can't really get much of the honey taste, and you can't really get much of the dark chocolate taste. I don't know. I feel it's an odd one, this one. Yeah. I'm not sure. They kind of complement each other, but maybe they don't as well, so I don't really know. Depends what you're after, really. I feel like if you had this one, you might be after a bit more of a dark chocolate taste. Maybe that's why it is 50 rather than anything lower, but maybe because it's a bit of a cheaper product, to be higher than that one would be quite difficult. For it to be 60, 70, maybe it's just you just can't, I don't know, maybe that just costs more or whatever. I'm not sure really. I imagine it probably does. So it's a funny one. Yeah, I think Joe kind of hinted at it there and sort of hit the nail on the head with it really. It's kind of like the fact that it's not quite bitter is probably where the honey's gone. The honey's kind of countered the dark chocolate to an extent, but it's still quite nice, and I don't mind it that much because of that. Because I'm not a massive fan of stronger dark chocolate, but it is only 50%, so it's not massively strong. But I feel like that would be noticeably have a bit of a bitter taste to it, but I'm not getting that. So I think that's where the honey's gone, as I say. So a funny one. I don't dislike it though, but I just feel like you're not really getting one thing or another with this one. You're kind of getting a dark chocolate taste, but not massively strong. You're not really getting any of the honey taste either. It's kind of disappeared a bit. I'm getting the crunch though. I say I'm not really getting any kind of anything other than this like a crunchy almond taste. So funny one. This one. I'm sure in in Toblerone you do get two distinct sort of flavor, two distinct textures in it. But as well as the almonds, you know what I mean? But in this one, I'm just getting crunchy almonds. So I could be misremembering that one. I'm sure my friend mentioned that the other day as well. So could be wrong on that, but I feel like you did. It's not bad though. It's not bad. I just don't know what I could rate it. I feel like it's a low 3.5, a high 3 out of 5, I think. And I'm going to give it the benefit of that. It's nice and chunky. It's got a nice taste to it. I like it. It's a nice experience. It's a chunky bar. It's just, I think that, as I say, the honey and the dark chocolate kind of work against each other, really, to be honest with you. But it still comes out okay. Just about a 3.5 out of 5, that one. Just about. I feel like it's just about works, as I say. Just about above average. And it's a nice taste. It is nice. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's perhaps not quite suited to dark chocolate. But having said that, Toblerone do a dark chocolate one. Since I've been quite happy with one of that one. But I feel I'm sure that's a stronger dark chocolate though. I could be wrong on that one. Maybe we should have a quick look just to see. I've got the keyboard. Add it. Let's have a quick check. Toblerone dark chocolate. See what the solids are on that one. I imagine it'd be more. I would expect it to be. Let's have a look. Toblerone dark chocolate. What does it say? See if I can find it. Might take some time. No, I ended up looking at Amazon, which is not the best place to look for it. What does it say? Yeah, it's got honey 3%, almonds 1%, 1.6%. So it does say the ingredients of this one doesn't seem to say nougat or anything like that. It's got a bit more in it, but there we go. So maybe it doesn't really contain anything. Cocoa size 50%. Is that right? Yeah, just checking if that's right. Really, seems that's a bit unexpected. I feel that's possibly right. Yeah, maybe it is right. I'm just gonna check another one because that is Amazon. It's not the most reliable place for things. If there's any Waitrose, that'd be a good one. Wouldn't it? Waitrose should be accurate. You'd expect. It's more so than Amazon. Let's have a quick check if it gets there. Ooh. Cookie nonsense now. That's great. Just what I wanted to fill in when I'm doing this. Let's have a look. Let's say ingredients. Don't tell me there, but it says I say honey 3%, almonds 1.6%. So not massively different. We'll just check the one on this one. Yeah, it's not telling me what it is. So I was saying that. Waitrose would be good. It's useless. Okay. Oh dear, that's no good. Product details, maybe something like that. No, just useless. That's really poor, isn't it? I thought. All right. Well, it said 50% on Amazon. I'd probably be right. I don't think I can. Just want to check something that would. So one last look at somewhere else. There's one last. I just want to check really to see the quality of it because I think it's quite important. But I'm just not finding anything useful. Yeah, Cocoa says 50%. Yeah, 50% minimum. So it's 50% in Toblerone as well. That's interesting. And then as I say, the honey and almonds. Let's have a look at that. I can still see it on here. Hopefully I can. So what does it say? Honey 1%. It says. Almonds 2.8%. And the other one. honey 3%, almonds 1.6%. So honey 3%, almonds 1.6% in actual Toblerone. The almonds, so it's got more almonds in this one, but less honey. So I think that's the gist of it. I think that's probably why it's not as chewy. It doesn't come across as nougat-y because it's less honey and more almonds basically. So that's the difference, at least in percentage wise. So interesting. So I think that's probably why it's a bit more crunchy than anything else, and doesn't come across as nougat-y, I guess, or what you'd expect. So yeah, but you know, not bad, not bad. Overall impressions of Twin Peaks so far. Well, the milk chocolate one was a bit disappointing because I feel like, and it's one of those where you can tell a sort of cheaper milk chocolate, and it did taste that way, unfortunately, you know. But it wasn't terrible though. Actually, I didn't mind it as much. You know, I had a sort of a bit of a segment of it the other day, just because we were talking about it, and it wasn't as great then. But when I tried it today, it was nicer actually for whatever reason. I don't know why that was. Sorry, Andrew, just got rid of the comment. Yeah, so it's one of those. So you know, it wasn't too bad, but I feel like you could definitely tell that it wasn't a great milk chocolate. But the white chocolate one, I was happy with for sure. And I feel like maybe if on another day or even today, really, maybe I should have given it half a mark more. But I don't know. I feel like it was just something. Don't know. It was touch and go between a 4 and a 4.5. The milk chocolate, the dark chocolate one, as I say, it just didn't quite. I don't know. I think the honey in the dark chocolate didn't quite work. I feel like if it was the Toblerone one, it had a bit more honey in it. Maybe it would have just had the balance a bit more in one way or the other, and it would have been a bit more one thing than neither, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. Still nice though. I think they're pretty good, and for £1, actually, I think they're pretty good. I feel like the problem you've got is that generally, you know, it's hard to say. I don't know. Toblerone's quite expensive, isn't it? But you usually get bigger bars of it. I think it's more calorific as well, really. You know, so I think if you're a massive fan of Toblerone, you probably just want to get Toblerone. But I think it's a nice sort of alternative product. It's a bit cheap as well, just to get a bit of a similar hit. It's not bad at all. But it's one of those where, again, if you like Toblerone, would you buy this over Toblerone? I don't know, but I think it's your mindset, isn't it? Really, if you're just like the experience of chocolate, don't really have a specific need for a Toblerone or anything like that, then you could probably get by with this. And same with some of the own brand stuff. It just depends really. But we have had some own brand stuff that's been just as good, if not better, than other branded products and things. But I'm not sure that they're quite on the same level as Toblerone, basically, is the gist of it. But Toblerone's a weird one. It doesn't really come in these smaller. It comes in a smaller size, or the really big ones, doesn't it? I don't think it comes in just a similar size as this one. So it's a bit of a funny one as well. So this kind of does sit in the middle as far as the size is concerned as well. So it's an interesting one. Yeah, I think there's definitely room in people's lives for this, for sure. Yeah. Would it be half the price? I think it's more than half the price, I think, Joe. Yes, I think it's... Well, as I say, the sizes don't quite compare. This one's like 180 grams. I think Toblerone comes in like mini sort of 80-gram bars and then massive, ridiculous ones. I don't think it kind of comes in one that's just the same size as this one. But it's basically £1 for 180 grams, which is about 80 cents, US cents, or 90 or something like that. So it actually is a good value for money, but it's a weird one. Yeah, the size is different as well. I quite like the size of it as well. I feel like the Toblerone, the big ones are too big, you know, can be awkward, but they are nice. But the smaller ones maybe are just a bit too small. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting one. I think there's definitely room for this to exist. It's not just a blatant. It's got a slightly different ingredients list. Yeah, interesting. But I think the milk chocolate one is probably the one that I think was noticeably, I don't know, a bit weak really, just because the milk chocolate wasn't that great in it. But you know, but the white chocolate one I think was good, and the dark chocolate one worked as well. But just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was something a bit not quite right with the balance of the dark chocolate one, but it was still nice. Yeah, so an interesting one, really. Interesting one. So now we have the super special, super duper special, new one that they've come out with. Yes, you're golden. 2 bars in it. Honeycomb nuggets. Twin Peaks, 2 times 155. So it's a bit smaller, actually. If it was 180 grams, this is 155. I don't know how much this one cost, unfortunately. I didn't buy this at the same time as the other ones. I imagine it was a bit more expensive, though. But yeah, bear in mind, it is not as big as the other ones. So I think that's, I don't know if that's cheeky or not, so I'm not sure. You know, it does come across as a bit small. I think this is one of the, I don't know, 180 grams. This is 155. I don't know how much this one cost, unfortunately. I didn't buy this at the same time as the other ones. I imagine it was a bit more expensive, though. But yeah, bear in mind, it is not as big as the other ones. So I think that's, I don't know if that's cheeky or not, so I'm not sure. You know, it does come across as a bit small. I think this one of the, older ones, which is, just check it's still 180 grams, yeah. So you can kind of see, I mean, without the packaging though, you could see that the other ones would almost fit in this. You know what I mean? So even though they're not quite as long, you know, the wrapper, I think it could pretty much fit in it pretty much. Yeah, so I imagine these are probably, I can't hear any wrapping or anything like that, so don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Let's have a look. What does it say then? What does it say? So still milk chocolate with honeycomb pieces, inspired by the Wrecking Beacon Hills. So it's Wrecking and Ecorl Hills. Give me Brecon Beacons. Wrecking and Urquhart Hills. So it's got honeycomb. So I wonder if this is any different. Is it just milk chocolate then? I thought it was going to be a special super edition of it or something, but let's have a look. So it's got the honeycomb one. So milk chocolate with honeycomb pieces. Okay, so milk chocolates. Alright, so yeah, so what else has it got? It's honeycomb 12%. So it's the old honeycomb one come back out. Milk chocolate is cocoa size 30% minimum, milk size 14% minimum. Okay. We've got the calories, 100 grams, 535 calories, 28.5 grams of fat, 17.3 of which are saturates. It's got per 25 grams as well, 134 calories, 7 grams of fat, 4.3 of which are saturates. What's the asterisk for? The servings of products. This packet is approximately 12 servings. It's probably a segment. 310 grams. Alright, so this is the old honeycomb one. So they've just basically, it might just be that they just redone this old Honeycomb Crisp one, basically. What was the description on this one? Yeah, milk chocolate with honeycomb, almond and honey nougat pieces. Okay, so that was perhaps had a bit more. It looks like they got rid of the honey and almonds in it actually, so it's just honeycomb. So I wonder if they've just got less in it on this one. Yeah, there's no almonds or honeycomb. That's right. Let's check the ingredients again. Milk chocolate with honeycomb pieces. Yeah, so there's no honey or almonds in this one. So interesting. So it's literally just honeycombs. That's interesting. For some reason, it reminded me of those Nintendo 64 cartridges that were golden. Yeah, like Zelda. I remember that. Yes. Yeah, that way around. It does look a bit like that. Yes. Bit small, stunted these ones, but yeah. I do remember those. Yeah, I've got that game still as well. I think I've got the gold cartridge. I'm sure it all came on it. Yes, and the Toblerone gold one is blonde chocolate. So people might expect this Twin Peaks. Well, I did expect it as well, Andrew. I must admit, even I didn't really look at it because I wanted to read it for the review. But I did expect it to be blonde as well. Yeah, so it's not the same thing at all, and it's got no almonds or honey in it. So it's completely different, and it's not like the old Honeycomb Crisp one that they did, which still had the almonds and honeycomb in, almonds and honey in. As you can see, milk chocolate with honeycomb, almond and honey pieces, honey nougat pieces. Yeah, so just trying to see. It's got honeycomb 6%, almonds 1.7%, honey 0.6%. Okay, so you might have changed the ingredients there, but anyway. Yeah, so I think you're probably right. Sneaky packaging, you'd say, well, it looks nice. Yeah, I must admit. I mean, it does say milk chocolate on it, but I think you're right. You would expect, I think they've, unless it's just unfortunate coincidence, yeah, I would be expecting this really to be, yeah, blonde, like a rip-off of the Toblerone one. But maybe we're wrong for thinking that, really, but I would have expected that. Yeah, you can hashtag Twin Peaks bar as well. All right, let's give it a bit of an open then. But yeah, I think this one is on. It seems disappointing because it's not even Toblerone like knockoff anymore. So the almonds and honey are not in this. So I think that's quite disappointing. Let's see if we can give it an open. What's the best way to open it then? I think we'll have to use the old. Did have the knife to hand. So there's a. So we can get in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right. It's a bit unfortunate as well that the size bit different. So you can see that it's well packaged though. Look at that. Well packaged. I think it's a bit of a shame that so you could almost fit in one of these regular ones in there really. Let's have a see. Okay, yeah. Alright, so what's the difference then really? Why is it unfortunately I bet it's gonna do one sometime. Here's the dark chocolate one from before. So I had two segments from it, I think, the dark chocolate one. So I think it's not as wide basically. Yeah, it's not as wide. I think it's the same height and everything. No, it's not even the same height actually either. You can kind of see. it's not quite as tall. You can see that it's not as wide and it's not as tall, basically. Yeah, so this is why we do the measurements and things on this channel. Or we could just put it back side by side. But yeah, so you can see there the difference. So it's yeah, you can just see it's not quite as wide, not as tall. So that's where the missing weight has gone. Still the same length, but well, roughly the same length anyway. I think they were like 25.7, I think they were, weren't they? Something like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, so still the same length actually, so you could technically so when you consider all the flourishes on these ones, you know, it would fit sort of into this length bar, but just all the flourishes on them, the sides, so they could fit in there. Not really showing it very well there, but so you push out the flourishes a bit, you know. Like that. You can see there's a bit more of a flourish going on. Can't quite show you. So let's see. There you go. It's a better one, isn't it? Let's go to the end there. Roughly. Yeah. Okay, but even so, it's just, even though they're the same length as the other bars. So you saw just the effect that has. But yeah, alright, so let's give a bit of a measuring the height and things like this. So just as I did it before. Okay, just on 0. So look, so the height in between the troughs, about 1.2. So I think that's about the same. Yeah, 1.7 there. It's a small, more slopey one. 1.9 there. And the height of the actual peak than the other, so the taller one, about 2.7, 2.6 almost. Height of the other one, about 2.1. So they are a bit smaller than the width. 3.3. Suppose if I'd measure the other one, the width of the other one, I'll see the difference. Yeah, 3.9 almost. Yeah, so it's about 6mm difference. Yeah, so just those little differences basically in the heights as well. You know, so you can kind of see it as I showed you before, different heights. Get it right again. Yeah, just a slight difference. Well, maybe, yeah. I don't know actually. They look to be quite the same really. It's just more the width, I think. To be honest with you, I think it's more the width than anything else. The height's probably about the same. Might just be an optical illusion there. Okay. Just measure one. We'll just measure the tall peak on the dark chocolate one just to check. Tall peak on the dark one. So I'm trying to show it on the camera. It's just difficult. About 2.5. And the tall peak on the milk one. Yeah, it's about the same actually. I think it's just more the width is the difference. I was a bit wrong there maybe. Yeah, I think it's just the width. That's where all the weight problem changes have gone. Okay, interesting. Right, yes. Whoop. Yes. Well, to me the packaging is 5 out of 5. Yeah, so yes. It's nice packaging, I must say. It's nice packaging. Yes. Maybe, sorry, Joe, I missed your thing. Maybe that thing. Yes, you were saying that. Sorry about that, Joe. I was getting too carried away in my measurements there. Yeah, just a bit thinner, basically. And the height is still the same. I think you were right there. I thought the height was different, but it's just thinner. Yeah. So there we go, just to fit it in the same thing. Let's give it a bit of a snap then. Yeah, I thought they were both a bit slightly different there. So, yes, there you go. So you can see there is no honeycomb in this one. Sorry, there's no almond type effect. It's just literally honeycomb. So, it's not this. I would say it needs to have the almonds in this to be really a Twin Peaks bar. I think that's the almonds and the honey is what it should have. I think just having honeycomb is not quite the same thing really. So I feel like this one would disappoint lots of people. And as Andrew said, you kind of feel a bit hard, a bit misled because it looks to be a knockoff of the golden Toblerone that's going around, which is blonde chocolate. Yeah, so I don't know unless I've misread that one, but I'm sure it is. I've got it just down here actually, so have a check. So you can see here is the yes, here's the gold Toblerone. You can see there, yeah, definitely golden caramel with honey and almond nougat. You've still got honey and almond, it's not just honeycomb. So that's the yeah, this one, as I say. So this is kind of a like it's a knockoff of it, but it's still just honeycomb. Yeah. So there we go. All right. Okay, I'll stuff myself. I'll give it a taste then. So I think this one's a bit more, not quite as exciting as it first appeared to be. Okay, let's give it a bit of a go. You never know. Let's see. So it's still got the milk chocolate as well, so I'm a bit apprehensive, but we'll see what it's like. So let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's definitely something from. This milk chocolate tastes weaker than the one I tasted before. For some reason, this tastes more like how it was the other day when I had it. There's not much honeycomb either. What's the percentage of it? What does it say? Honeycomb pieces. Honeycomb 12%. It's not coming across that much at all. There's not much crunch in it really whatsoever. I'd expect bigger chunks of honeycomb than this really. And the honeycomb's either there's not much of it, or it says it's 12%. Did it say? Did it say 12%? Yeah. It's not very strong. You know, you'd think it'd be more crunchy if there's like you know as much as I think 12% sounds a lot. So I feel like it's just not crunchy enough. There's a few pieces there. Yeah, definitely. It's just not. It's just not crunchy enough. It seems to. No, honeycomb's quite chewy. I feel this one's not very good. It's quite disappointing actually. So you don't have the almonds and the honey in it that you would get in the other one. Milk chocolate one. Let's see what the percentage are of these ones as well. And the almonds, you know, is quite 2.8%, so not much there. But you saw before, whenever you know, and the dark chocolate one's the same, you know, we saw there's loads of them. That's only 2.8% apparently, but you can see it's just crammed full of almond pieces. This is about 12% honeycomb, but you know, it's, I don't know. You look at it there, and it doesn't feel like it's coming across that, you know, crammed full of it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there, for instance, I've just snapped that bit off. You know, when I say when I taste it, it's I don't know. I mean, look. You know what I mean? Just look there. You know, it's just not really. There's some quite chunky pieces in it, but there as well. Look. I'll say the milk chocolate's not great. Yeah. This one's not great, to be honest with you. I feel like there's a lot of problems with this one. The main problem with it, really, which is the fact that it's not really a twin piece bar, so it doesn't have the standard, you know, 2.8 almonds or whatever it is. Well, it might be a bit less because I'd expect it to be basically the Honeycomb Crisp. This one was out before. So, you know, I'd expect it to be exactly like this one. Well, I'd expect it to have blonde chocolate, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Milk chocolate with honeycomb, almonds and honey nougat pieces. So I'd expect it to have honeycomb 6%, almonds 1.7% and honey 0.6%. Well, really, I'd expect it to have the same amount of almonds and honey as in the regular one, which is a bit more, basically. But, you know, even so, I think at least I'd expect it to be the same as that honeycomb one there. So what I'd expect normally is to have almonds 2.8%, where's the honey, 1%. I think that's what it should have, and then it should have some honeycomb in as well as that. So that's a problem. I think it should at least have that because that's what a Twin Peaks bar is, you know, having those two ingredients in some representation of it. But I think, you know, I'll say the honeycomb crunch one had it in a bit less because it tried to fit in, you know, fit in the honeycomb as well, not overpower it or not over, you know, cram it or whatever. But then also because it's out at the same time as the Toblerone, you know, presumably in response to it because of this golden wrapper and the fact that this one is blonde chocolate, I think you would definitely be coming into it expecting this one to be blonde chocolate as well. In fact, just to be a Twin Peaks but with blonde chocolate. Not any honeycomb in it, or not any difference as far as that's concerned. So I think there's a few problems with this one. I feel like Andrew said it's misleading before. Let's see. Where did he say it before? There we go. Yeah, I reckon if it pops up a bit slow today, popping up, it'll do it. Doesn't seem to be popping up at all now. I don't know what's. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Yes, there we go. Yeah, the Toblerone gold one is blonde chocolate, so people might expect that this Twin Peaks one is too. Yeah, so a bit. Yeah, I think it's quite this. I think that sums it up basically. So, and it's not, and it's just, and but it's not even a Twin Peaks bar, like I said. It doesn't even have the almonds and honey in it. So I think it's very disappointing. Basically, I feel like this one is very kind of misleading, very disappointing. There's a lot of problems with it. I feel like it's misleading to an extent. I mean, can you really hold it against them? I think you can really, because I mean, it clearly is. I have a very bad look. I doubt it. I can't see them just coming out with this one like this, but when the Toblerone one is coming out, I feel like it's, they're known for being a knockoff Toblerone product, really. So I'd expect it to be the blonde chocolate one, but that aside, I'd still expect it to have almonds and honey in it, and it doesn't. I don't mind the fact it's 2 bars crammed together that are a bit small. I think that's kind of fair enough, although in theory you might think just put 2 full-size ones in, but okay. Not sure how much it costs. But perhaps let them off that one for the fancy packaging, whatever. Like Jav says, it looks nice, but it does say 2 bars as well. And I guess you might think 2 times 155. So it is, it is being quite blatant. Well, it's being quite clear about it. But even so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one's very disappointing. But also the other fact is as well that you can't really. There's not enough honeycomb in it, even though it says 12% or whatever. It doesn't taste like that. You definitely, when you have the almonds and stuff in the regular ones, you can taste more of the almonds than you can of the honeycomb in this. It's very soft honeycomb. It's not chewy either like honeycomb normally is. It's just not very good, this one. The milk chocolate isn't great, and it's noticeably not great in this. And as I say, it's missing out on those ingredients that you'd expect it to have by default. And then the honeycomb in it's not great either. So it's not a good one, this one. I think a 1 out of 5 for me is generally when bars are just not actively not pleasant. This one's not. It's not horrible to eat or anything, but that's about all you can say about it, I think, as far as chocolate bars are concerned. I mean, it's not, but it's just not a great product. It's better ones to have out there. I think the regular Twin Peaks is nicer. The regular milk chocolate one, but not by loads. That's not a great one. The one I had today was nicer, but I think maybe normally it would be a 2 out of 5, that one. But the one today had just the milk chocolate tasted okay, better than I had the other day. So give it the benefit of the doubt there. But this one, 1.5 out of 5. Just a poor one, this one. Really poor. As I say, I don't know. When they've done the honeycomb one in the past, why not just do this one? Maybe because they've done that in the past, they felt they couldn't do it. But then if you're not going to do that, don't do this one. Do the blonde one like the Toblerone one. Yeah, really don't get it. I think that's all they had to do is just the blonde one for this, really. Maybe it cost too much, I don't know. But as I say, it's a Toblerone knockoff product. I think that's what they should have done. I think it's a mistake, really. Yeah, real mistake, that one. Very strange. Yeah, basically that's right, Jar. That sums it up. That sums it up perfectly, yes. But never mind, there we go. But we tried it. It looked interesting. It just wasn't. So really disappointing that. And I think Andrew says as well, you'd be expecting the blonde chocolate from this, really. And I think I was as well. It doesn't really say milk chocolate on the front either. It just says honeycomb nuggets. You don't even see milk chocolate there. I mean, it does say it's there. But I guess when you normally see Twin Peaks, it's normally on the side like that, isn't it? Well, it's on the top as well. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think. Well, this has been inspired by. I don't know. Misleading still. I still think it's misleading, that, just about anyway. Just for the colour of it, and just the fact that they say there is a Toblerone out at the same time. So there we go. But yeah. But there we go, guys. Yes, that's Twin Peaks for you, really. Overall, I think I've mentioned to Andrew. Overall, not bad. I think is the gist of it. I think the white chocolate one's the strongest one of the ones available currently. I think the dark chocolate one isn't quite balanced right, as far as I'm concerned. The milk chocolate one, noticeably the milk chocolate's not that great. Is the gist of that one. And this one, yeah, it's very, very disappointing, this one. I just can't believe they've not put the almonds and honey in it. I just can't believe that. I feel like that's the minimum that should be in it, regardless of whether it's caramel, blonde chocolate or not. So very yeah. So not bad overall. I think the white chocolate one's where it's at least as the current ones that are out there. But they have done other ones in the past. Birthday cake, as I say, whatever it was, popping candy, I think it was, and the honeycomb crisp they've done, which I think is that special one done properly, I'd imagine. Yeah, they've done the, what's it called, the fruit and nut one, popping candy, like I said, and toffee something or other as well, caramel crunch they've done. So they've done a lot of them. They might do these in the future. I'd like to look out for those and do some kind of review if they do a few special ones as well, but they're not out there at the moment. So unfortunately, at least they're not I saw. For those who are not willing to spend me, well, this is it. There is that as well, Joe. It must admit, they are budget options. They are budget options, but I think the other ones are technically the same. This one though, this one is just, I don't know, this one's just a total real misguided bad. It's just, yeah, this one it just should be the regular one, but with the honeycomb pieces or a blonde chocolate one. So it's very disappointing, that one. The nuggets look premium. Yeah, I think this one does come. I mean, if you know the Twin Peaks brand, you probably would be expecting not the best thing ever, but yeah, I think you would expect in this one. I think you would be expecting the blonde chocolate, really, especially based on the fact that the Toblerone are doing a blonde chocolate one. But yeah, the packaging, yeah, don't worry, Rick, I knew what you meant. Yes, yes. It looks the part. I think Jouster looks the part as well, but I just feel like, they've just not quite, made a couple of mistakes on that one, I think. Bit of a shame, that I'd say. So there we go. Yeah, disappointing, that one. But there we go. Overall, as I say, not bad. Just some oddities, and I think this one, like I've said, it's just, it misses the point completely on being a Twin Peaks bar. It just doesn't have the Twin Peaks ingredients, the honey and the almonds, which I think is just ridiculous. And it's not great for what it does have in it either. It just doesn't taste as good. So there we go. But yeah, overall not too bad. Time for a cherry blossom to brighten my day. Well, yes, that's a good point, Ray. That's a good point, yes. Oh dear, but yeah. Oh well, yeah. Time for something else, I guess. There we go, like you say. Unfortunately, I have a cherry blossom, but I'll root something out. Plenty of things you've sent me, that's for sure. So I'm sure we'll be able to find something nice. Alright guys, thanks very much, Rick. Enjoy your sleep as well. I'm sure we'll be off to bed now, I think, or at least to sleep. So yes, enjoy it. Thanks so much for coming, Rick. Great to see you. Great to see you as well, Joe. And Andrew, of course, as well. And anyone else who's watching, great to see you all. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks for that. Let me know what you think of Twin Peaks in the comments. Great to hear what your opinions are of it, whether you think I was wrong or whatever, or whether you think this is the pinnacle of Twin Peaks or not. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, thanks so much, Jay. It's been great to chat with you. Wish you all the best. Enjoy your food. Oh, thanks so much, Joe. Enjoy your day as well. You've got more of it left than I have. I think it's about, was it 12:30 where you are? So yeah, enjoy it. Or maybe 1:30. But yeah, have a good one. And keep those N64 cartridges. Yes, still got them up in the loft somewhere, I think. Oh yeah, good old N64. Can't go wrong with that. Do like Zelda, actually. It's very good. Have to talk about our game preferences at some point, Joe. That'd be a good one to have a talk about. Yeah. Alright guys, take care. Have a great evening. And thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. There's about a 6-second delay, so apologies if I've gone by the time you send a reply. Do apologise, but I'm not ignoring you, just the way, the live stream works, unfortunately. But have a great day. Thanks again for all your support, and thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye, Joe. Bye, Rick. Bye, Andrew. See you soon. Bye.